well, there we go. I've just pressed record.
Are you just going to hit record?
Yeah, yeah, just press record, so let's get going. So, Amanda, doing the video, we awarded you our Client of the Month, although in reality it's kind of Client of Lockdown, and the whole, whole thing that we've just been through. From my point of view, really, really chuffed with the success that you've had, the way, you know, you've brought everything together that we've worked on over the years. And sort of got it to a place, and you've done it very much off your own back, but, you know, done it to a point now where, you know, the results are obvious for all to see, but you're also benefiting from them and feeling the benefit as well. So what I'd like to do, firstly, say congratulations, okay? And
thank you very much.
Sort of just take us back to all those many, many moons ago when we first met each other, and what was it that kind of brought you along and sort of made you ask for help in the first place?
Well, I think it was two things really. One was a growing kind of dissatisfaction with the level of personal training you get in the average gym, just feeling it was very one size fits all, and a bit of a box ticking exercise, and that people lost interest quite quickly in you as a client. So that was one part of it. And the other part of it was recurring injuries, not massive things, but just niggles that were sort of holding me up in any sort of real kind of health journey. So particularly, I think when I first came, probably lower back, but there have been other niggles along the way. So yeah. Yeah,
there have indeed, and I think it's really fair to say, sort of put our cards on the table, that you and I have worked together for quite some time now, on and off, you know, not consistently, but yeah, okay. And how are those niggles now? How's the back now? How are the sort of I think was it the ankles and calves, if I remember right?
Yeah, we had, and I have none. I mean, as long as I stick to what you tell me to do, I have no niggles at all, really. So I think probably in the last, our more recent journey, my main niggle has been knee, and which has been impacting on the back, and all of that very, very quickly when I rejoined you properly in the last sort of 6 months or so, all of that has gone very, very quickly, compounded by, you know, weight loss as well. Yeah. Which has obviously taken some of the stress away in its own right. But yeah, so no niggles at all. And I think I feel very comfortable going forward in terms of where I could push my body, that actually I'm no longer frightened of being injured, because I think actually if I'm injured, I'm with someone who'll know what we need to do and where I need to pull back or do anything like that, which I think was starting to happen in a more conventional gym environment.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. And again, you mentioned it, but you know, it's sort of very obvious for people that know you. So let's just talk a little bit about the weight. And again, for due disclosure, I'm not taking a huge amount of pressure, a huge amount of credit on this, other than to have been in your ear for some considerable time over doing something about it.
I think, yeah.
Come on, how much have you lost? Because it's a big number.
Well, I've lost, as of this morning, I've lost 3 and a bit stone. So I'm about where I want to be. I don't think I'm sort of, so I'm just in that weird phase of watching it level out and just making sure that I don't go back and incorporate any habits that undo all the good work, really. Yeah. So 3 stone.
And that will very much be our next thrust, won't it? Is to make sure you don't become the yo-yo phenomenon.
Yeah, which is a pattern I've previously had, although I don't think I've ever quite got to this place before. So yeah.
Okay, and now, so again, 3 stone gone. You know, no niggles, all the rest of it. What does that mean to you from a sort of daily life point of view? What are you able to do now that, you know, gives you the thrill, the joys that you weren't able to do before then?
Oh, well, but I guess the biggest bit is being able to go back to running without being in any sort of pain. So I'm not a big runner, but I do like a 5K plod, and not even being able to do that because of a combination of weight and niggles. That's a fantastic thing. General just energy levels all round, just and also I think it's one of those things that you don't realise how much your weight gets you down until you don't have it. So I feel much more vital than I did before, and although I know you won't take credit for it, I think one of the things that you've been quite consistent on is when I have had niggles or whinges, you don't shy away from saying, well, actually, if you lost that much, that would have an impact. You can do all of this stuff, but actually if you lose some weight, that will have a massive impact as well. And I think learning that that it's a much more sort of holistic kind of approach. So it's not just that I'm exercising and I feel better. I think we've tackled so many different bits that actually I can't see where it comes undone at this point, because it feels like areas where previously it might have come undone, we've sort of tackled. So that's a bit vague and woolly, but you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. So, I get that, definitely. And so what's my input been to this? How would you describe my input along, to the sort of the progress that you've made?
Politely.
Yes, please.
Well, you're the cheerleader that doesn't let me get away with stuff. Okay. So you're great when things are going well. You don't shy away from telling me when I'm perhaps going to go off course. And I think being with someone where instead of just telling me what to do, we can talk about why we're doing it. I think that's really crucial to me, is that I don't want to have to devise stuff for myself, but I do want to understand why I'm doing something. And passing the doing responsibility to me, but us having more of a goals orientated type of dialogue has been a massive shift, I think, for me, and how that works. It's sort of, and accountability, that we've spoken previously. If I've maybe not had the best week, I can still pull it out of the bag, knowing that I'm going to have that conversation with you, and that honest conversation about what I have or haven't done. So that's been crucial. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And so, what's next? What the future? What are we going to work on next week?
Oh, well, I think we've sort of nailed the weight loss and the cardiovascular fitness. I think there's sort of more. I think we need to be cleverer around food. I think there's better health that could be achieved by tackling bits of my diet. We've been much more sort of input focused, as it were, in terms of energy, whereas actually I think that's where we're looking. And it's that classic weight loss thing of, weight has gone but tone hasn't necessarily come, because I'm 47 years old. So I think perhaps a little bit more targeted than that. We talked about, for me, postural stuff. I think being quite a tall female, and when you're tall and overweight, you do kind of make yourself hide. I don't feel like that anymore. I'd like to stand tall, and so some of those bits, tweaking those. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic, and as I said, really good things we can focus on moving forward. I am absolutely thrilled with the progress you've made. I'm so thrilled in the way you've done it as well, and it's been a joy as ever to sort of share it.
So, not always.
It is, and so again, loads of congratulations. Enjoy the success, okay, and enjoy the running and loads of energy.
Yes, thank you.
Brilliant.